Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a tutorial on this look right here. Did you see anything special? Did you see that? I'm using these loose eyeshadows that I purchased from Dawn Eyes Cosmetics, this indie brand that I've never heard of. So if you like tutorials and you like hearing about little known indie brand products, then go ahead and like this video. So I picked up some loose eyeshadows recently from this indie brand by the name of Dawn Eyes Cosmetics. And the thing about these shadows is they're supposed to change color. They shift in color depending on the light, which way you hit the light. So and then they shift into like 3-4 different colors. So I thought that was intriguing, so I went on ahead to the website to check them out and possibly purchase them, and I ended up purchasing 4. But let me tell you a little bit about Dawn Eyes. The website doesn't say a whole lot about them, actually. I just know that they're an indie brand, that they are cruelty-free, and some of the products are vegan, and all they have right now are loose shadows, or I don't know if they're pigments. I don't think they're pigments. I guess they're loose shadows that you can use on your face and on your eyes, and I think on your body as well. And so they have a collection called the Premiums, and the shadows I bought are from that collection. And here they are. I'm going to swatch them for you. So they came in this little plastic container. Now these shadows are, if you get the full size shadows, which are a 3/4 tablespoon, that's the full size, they're $20. Yes, $20. Quite expensive. And then they have mini jars, which are 3/8 of a tablespoon. I'm looking down because I wrote notes, so I wouldn't forget this. They're 3/8 of a tablespoon for the mini jars, and those are $12. And then you can get the clamshell samples, which are 1/8 of a tablespoon, and they are $6. And that's what I got. So these are what they consider the clamshell samples, and I got 4, and they were wrapped in plastic. It took about, I want to say, a week and a half to 2 weeks for me to get these. So I know they're an indie brand, but they're gonna have to work on that shipping. Okay. I don't remember where they shipped from, but I'm pretty sure it was the United States. Anywho, so each one, actually they came in this very pretty little bag. Isn't that pretty? Little drawstring bag. So they all came in that, and then they were wrapped tightly in plastic. And on the plastic, each one, there was something written on it. And this one says, "You always gleam." I don't know if you're going to be, well, no, you're not going to be able to see that. But, and another one said, "You always shine." And then another one said something I couldn't decipher, but it actually had my name on it. So, I mean, I thought that was cute. A little weird, but but cute. So that, they each came wrapped. And so now I'm going to show you the ones that I got. So like I said, these are supposed to shift to different colors depending on where you are in the light. And they also sell glitter. So they sell glitters and loose shadows on their website. So I got Spellbinding, I got Fantastical, I got Otherworldly, and I got Heavenly. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show them to you in the little plastic container without spilling it. One of them I already spilled, of course, because, you know, that's what I do. But I think that's as good as it's going to get with me being able to show you the color without spilling it. So they are loose shadows, and I don't normally buy loose shadows because they tend to be messy and you need to have either like a glitter glue or a mixing medium, or you have to use them wet in order to apply them and get them to stick to your eyes. And I have oily eyelids, and I'm always afraid that they're gonna just start to crease as soon as I get them on, or they're not gonna wear very long during the day. So I don't normally buy loose shadows, but these looked very, I don't know, these were intriguing to me. Now, when I first swatched them, I finally got them and swatched them, I was in my dining room and I could see the shift. I mean, at least for two of the colors, I swatched two of them, and I could see the shift to two different colors, not 3 or 4 that they claim, but I saw 2. But then I looked and I swatched them again in this room, no, in my bathroom in a different light, and I didn't really see the change. So I don't know how, if this is just gimmicky, or you know, how much of the shift you're really going to be able to see once you put them on your eyes, but I thought I'd give it a shot. All right, so these are the shades. Now, this first one is Heavenly. I don't mean to give you the finger. So this is Heavenly, and Heavenly is supposed to switch from a red to a burnished bronze to new gold to forest green. So it's supposed to shift to 1, 2, 3, 4 different shades. And then the next one is Fantastical, and this is Fantastical, and it's supposed to shift from violet to deep magenta to burgundy to antique gold. And when I first watched that one in my dining room, I did see the shift from violet to deep magenta, but that was it. And then the next one is Spellbinding. This is Spellbinding, and it is supposed to shift from soft silver to baby's breath blue to ash to moss green. And I can't say that I've seen it shift to all of those colors. And then last but not least, this is Otherworldly, and it's supposed to shift from vivid blue to royal purple to burgundy to marsala. And I'm guessing marsala is kind of like a red, maybe? So that is what they all look like on the finger. And this is what they look like on the hand. Oh, I hope I didn't mix them up. So this is Heavenly, and this is Fantastical. This is Spellbinding, and this is Otherworldly. And I'm going to do this to see if you see a shift in it. I can see that first one, it looks purple in the pan. No, Heavenly, it looks bronzy in the pan, but I can see here it looks more like a red or magenta. And now I will do it this way to see if you see any shift. So yeah, I don't know how much. Now I'm looking at it on my hand now, and I can see the first one definitely shifts, the second one definitely shifts, but those last two, that greenish teal one, I do see the teal, and that last, the bottom one, the purple, I don't see too much shifting in that. But so anywho, if you'd like to see how I used 2 of the shadows on my eyes. Which 2 did I use? I used Heavenly, and I used Fantastical. So I used those 2 on my eyes today. If you'd like to see how I did this look using those 2 shifting shadows, and if you see any shifting, which you will see some shifting in the tutorial, then keep on watching. So today I'm starting off with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and I'm going to place that all over the lid. Everything I used on my eyes will be listed in the description box below. And now I'm taking my NYX Blame It On Midnight matte eyeshadow to set the primer, and I'm just going everywhere but on the lid. And now I'm going into the Colored Raine Beauty Rust palette. I'm going to take the shade Natural, and I'm going to start placing that, blending that into the crease using back and forth windshield wiper motions and a nice fluffy brush. I believe that's my NYX brush, not my NYX brush, my BH Cosmetics blending brush. Then I'm going to go back into the same palette, and I'm going to take the shade Recharge, and I'm also going to place that in the crease. I'm going to try to get it a little lower than that first shade Natural, and I'm going to use those same back and forth and little circular motions to blend it in. And I'm just going to go back in and pick up that color and make sure I get as much payoff and warmth in the crease as I'm looking for. And then once again back into that same palette, and I'm going to take Dusk, which is this really pretty like reddish brick brown shade. And I started off with a slender, more pointed brush, and as you can see, it is not blending out this shadow very well at all. So I'm going to end up changing my brush, and I'm going to use a more fluffy blending brush. I think this is a Morphe blending brush, and I'm going to go back and blend this shade out. And this took a while. It took a lot of just going back into the palette and placing the shadow and blending it out, because I really want it to be, of course, well blended, but I wanted it also to be very pigmented and deep, because I was going for like a really deep, warm look today. Now I'm going to take my Lit Cosmetics glitter base, and I'm going to take this silicone tipped brush from Sephora to place that on the lid everywhere I want to put that loose eyeshadow. And I really like this applicator. I don't have to worry about messing up one of my brushes with glue. And now this is a flat shader brush from Sephora, and I'm taking the Dawn Eyes eyeshadow in the color Heavenly, and I'm just placing it on the lid where I put that lit glitter base. And then I'm just going to turn the brush over on the other side, and I'm going to take Fantastical, and I'm going to place that on the lid, on the other half of my lid. And you can see how it's purple and a little magenta rust shade in that shadow. Right now it's looking like I have like 3 to 4 different eyeshadows on my lid when I only have 2, which is pretty cool. And now I'm going back into the Colored Raine Beauty Rust palette, and I'm just going to make sure that those eyeshadows on the lids blend seamlessly into the ones in my crease, and back in with Recharge, and I'm going to blend out the edge of that shadow. And now back into the same palette, and again with Natural, and I'm just going to go over the edge of that Recharge and make sure that's all blended out nicely and seamlessly, and make sure I have some color in my inner corner there. I don't like that area to be naked. And now I'm just using a makeup wipe to clean up the fallout, which was not a whole lot. And this is the L'Oreal Infallible eye pencil in the color black, and I'm placing that into my waterline. And now back in with Dusk with a small pencil brush, and I'm trying to smudge out that black waterproof line. I think that's waterproof eyeliner, and that's going nowhere. Now I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm going to take the shade Makeda, which is a beautiful purple with blue undertone, and I'm going to smudge that out on the lower lash line as well. And then back into the colored Raine Beauty Rust palette, and I'm going to take that sparkly glittery shade called Dream, and with my wet pencil brush I'm going to place that into the inner corner. And I thought all of these colors went really well. And this is the eye look completed. I used the Kiss Lashes in Buodoir and the Inglot number 77 gel eyeliner for the wing. And it looks like I have like 3 to 4 shadows on my lid when I only used 2. And so I think it came out really well. They adhered very nicely. It was easy to do. And I think it came out beautiful. Okay, so that is the look, and I have to say I like them. You saw in that final, at the very end with the look completed, when I closed my eyes and I, went back and forth, I could actually see the shadows shifting. Now, did they shift to all 4 colors that they're supposed to? No, but I did see some shifting, and they weren't difficult to work with at all. I'm always anxious about using loose shadows because they can be messy, but as you can see, I didn't get a ton of fallout. I mean, there was fallout. They're loose shadows, so of course you're going to experience some fallout, but there wasn't a ton, I guess, of fallout, and they were easy to apply. I used my little silicone tipped brush here that I got from Sephora, and I dipped it into my Lit Cosmetics adhesive, and I like this brush. It applied it very well, very evenly, and then I didn't even have to wet my brush. I just dabbed it into the loose shadow, and you saw it stuck on there beautifully, and it's still on there. It hasn't creased yet. But as I move my head back and forth, I can see the shifting. It's pretty cool. It's very pretty. How much you're going to see with my eyes open, I don't know. All in all, they're pretty shadows, so even if you're not going to see a whole lot of shifting when I'm wearing them on the eye, they're still beautiful. So I'm glad I tried these. And I feel like the $6 samples are the perfect amount for me. I think probably the mini jar, the $12 jar, would probably be a good amount for most folks. I don't know how many people would actually go through a whole full-size jar for $20, but hey, loose shadows might be your thing, and you do your eyeshadow much more than I do. I only do eyeshadow like once a week, so it would take me as much as I have, it would take me a long time to go through a full jar. But $20 for me is expensive, especially for a product I wouldn't use that often, but $6 I can get down with. So I like these. Let me know if you have heard of these. Have you tried them? Are you thinking about trying them? I would love to know your thoughts about these shadows. So that's it for today. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing, because I do tutorials and the like every Saturday here on my channel. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.